What a timing. What a timing. The second the countdown goes to 0, the video is over. Sometimes I'm just a genius in terms of timing and stuff.
Incredible.
Remo, how are you feeling in that shirt, by the way? Isn't it like super uncomfortable after 11 hours?
No. Why would it be?
I don't know, because your nipples get... What's it called? You have some issues with shirts and nipples, I heard.
Yeah, they do. They do get inflamed, actually.
Inflamed.
It's true. But I'm not moving around, so today it's not a problem. 1 second.
And there he goes to get the Vaseline to healthen up his nipples. We had a 6-minute break, and now you're leaving?
I fucking closed the window. Calm down, mate.
Alright,
Let's get the show on the road. I gotta leave soon.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you're going to the cinema, right? Alright, we have a new subscription. That is Mindside. Thank you very much for that.
3 new subs today, man. Thank you guys so much.
Alright. Ah, fuck, I got the replay HP bar bug. So I'm gonna refresh it real quick. Weird, right? That they can't get rid of this bug. Even in NetEase. I think this is weird.
I think that would have to be, a patch within the game, not just the NetEase thing. Who knows? Maybe 1.27b is gonna be the solution to that as well. But of course, nobody really gives a crap about that.
Okay, Remo, give me a countdown. I'm ready.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, this is loser bracket semi-final. The loser of this best of 3 drops out of the tournament. And the winner will face the loser of Fly versus Yumiko, which is the winner bracket final later tomorrow in the Gold Championship Series. We have WFZ as the red undead. We have Vila as the blue night elf. So far, Vila has been stomped by Fly.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, yeah,
he got the last hit with the ghoul.
Yeah, he got the last hit with the ghoul. Oh my god. Such a great start. And he gets the archer as well, so double kill for WFZ.
He did use the skill point on the coil though to get the archer here. But there's no mana burns coming. So it seems like the Demon Hunter skills something else. Or I guess he just doesn't want to use the burn. Either of those cases would be weird.
True, but yeah, what a horrible start for Vila, not even able to finish his creep here. The 2 little poachers are still around, or the, what they're called, wardens, I guess. So more ghouls for WFZ. He's taking 2 tier 2. It's been a long time since I have seen him play versus Night Elf, actually. Do you know how he plays?
I know how he plays, and he was basically the one who cemented the undead playstyle in 2014, when he, I think, went like 23 games straight without losing against Night Elf. Kind of similar to Fly in the matchup against Night Elf. And he went on in Yinchuan at the main event in 2014 to defeat War Chief Rich as well, who is actually very, very good against Undead. So yeah, his matchup against Night Elf is a very, very strong one. And he is the big favorite, of course, against Vila.
True that. Would be a surprise if Vila could do it. But we have seen amazing stuff here at GCS. We have seen Shun beating Infi. We have seen, what was it? Who else was struggling? TH was struggling with WFZ. Sharp as one can be. Level 2 already just from harassing. The ghouls are coming. Maybe he's getting a surround of the demon. He's trying to go for it. And he opens it up again. That was pretty damn close. Now with the Unholy Aura, second attempt. All good things come in 3s. So, okay, now he's not trying to go for it. But he did some good damage to the Demon Hunter. And so he has to heal up again.
I think he got Immolation first. I didn't see him miss so far. And he certainly didn't burn so far.
Unfortunately, I cannot control that. Or I cannot check that here in the replay.
That seems to be Immolation. Well, he doesn't get surrounded, so that's the upside here for him. Interesting Moonwell positioning, by the way. All of them right on top of each other.
Screams for a Zapper.
That's a good point, actually.
Jeppa!
Oh, now finally!
Jeppa!
Not quite getting the surround. Taking a look into the mains, the Undead Tier 2 is almost finished, Graveyard finishing as well. Night Elf Tier 2 slightly behind, but this is of course what we're used to seeing. The Hunter's Hall is gonna be a little teeny bit too late, I guess. But the big thing here is Demon Hunter, man. Still only level 1, still only 72 experience. And you need that guy on level 3 as quickly as possible. He is gonna have to carry the game for you before you have a lot of bears.
And WFZ knows what's going on. He knows, alright, I can beat this dude if I put on more pressure, just like Fly in map number 1. And the hero for more pressure is always the Naga. Counter Naga, and every time we see two Nagas meeting each other at the tavern, one's about to die, and it looks like it's the one of Vila. This round, it's still not stuck, but he slows her down to a degree, and boom, down she goes. But the WFZ has to be careful. Maybe his Naga is dying as well. Nice block with the Wisp, but he gets the surround finally on the Demon Hunter. No immolation, still no mana burn. There's a miss finally, and he has to portal out.
When the Naga was shooting at the DH, we finally saw the miss, revealing the evasion skill first, which is most of the time an interesting decision.
Well, for creeping, I think it's okay, but he didn't expect the Death Knight to be that aggressive here somehow.
Yeah, that's also silly though, because Twisted Meadows Undead is always aggressive, because the creep camps are so hard to take. So yeah, Vila making some curious choices here. Are they the right ones? I'm not convinced. He's heading over for more aggression again. Naga was visiting the main, getting a potion of healing. Not another set of rods of necromancy, which I'm surprised about. But still, he keeps the Night Elf from leveling on his demon, and that's the most important thing. The TP is gone as well, so now he has to be extra careful. He got the second hero. Yeah, this game is just playing out beautifully for the Undead. Vila's gonna almost need a miracle already.
Yeah, to win this first map at least. But no pressure towards the main base of Vila. The double engine of lore is up. The Naga is back to full health again. Dryads are coming. Tier 3 tech halfway through for WFZ. Tier 3 tech is almost finished, and then we're gonna see the push with the Destroyer already. I don't know. There's no it's not really necessary because there's no bears on the battlefield. You can use it against heroes, of course, but you don't really want that. I don't think so. Better have the stat use. He's catching the Engine of War, getting rid of it, more experience here and there. Still no level 3 Death Knight, but I think that's gonna follow in a second. No Fiends for WFZ, or WFZ, so maybe a lot of Dryads are the solution at the moment?
I know. He needs so much. He needs level 3 Demon, he needs Bears, he needs at least level 2 Naga, he needs some survivability items, he needs a TP, he needs Staff. Well, he has the Staff. What does he find here? Scroll of the Beast! That ain't what he wanted. Level 2 now, finally, but that is extremely late. Lich is coming from the main shortly with the Orb of Corruption, and then it's gonna be go time. And back in 2014, WFZ was slaying Night Elves left, right, and center with this attack. Just running into the Moonwells and chewing through everything with the hungry Frenzy Ghouls. Finding a ton of experience here, also not bad. Giving it to the Naga, who was level 2 already, instead of giving it to the DK, who would have been level 3 with it. Gotta question that.
Yeah, interesting choice, but maybe he doesn't need the coil too much and rather wants better Fork Lightning soon, but that doesn't make much sense at all. So I don't know. Tier 3 tech is finished. Do we have an orb? Master upgrade is almost done. Yes, we have the orb and Potion of Healing as well. So the good thing about this building position is you can not really surround the Moonwells to attack with a lot of ghouls. So that might explain it. And we have 2 Master Bears. I think he's able to morph Destroyers, right? Or is it just finished?
He definitely has the upgrade now. Doesn't want to do it yet though. It seemed like he was looking for an opportunity for an opening in the main, but he saw the army was in position and he only has ghouls. So engaging onto the bears with the backup of the Moonwells didn't seem confident enough. Now, however, he has the invul, he has the healing scroll, also always a huge deal for the little ghouls. First Destroyer morphed. Is he gonna morph the second one? 120. He nowadays always has at least one statue on the ground. And here begins the fight. Riju immediately cancelled. Healing Scroll would be very nicely used right now. Does so in this moment. Demon Hunter in trouble. Calling over Fog Lightning and the staff. Holy Christ. Just barely in the nick of time. He's gonna lose a bear, but he's also getting some trades here in return, killing a few ghouls, but the bear's now taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Orb of Corruption in full effect, you see it. Second bear down, the Death Knight level 3, coiling the Destroyer, who's out of mana at the moment. Nothing to dispel at the second tier to get more mana for him. Oh, there it is, as we speak of it. And he does some good damage, but Vila prevails at the moment, as it seems. Still 39 food, but there is 47 for WFZ. What is it? Yeah, I think so.
And now he doesn't have much remaining here, only a Destroyer, a Statue, and a Fiend. Fiend might be dying to the Dryad slow. He's going for the Naga instead now. She has a Potion of Healing, has to use it. Invul still on the first hero, on the Death Knight, using it right now. The DK healing up as well, the Demon Hunter I mean. Eating the Nova, however, is he gonna fall? No, the staff again has been reserved for the first hero. Now the bears have to retreat, and it seems like he's not gonna lose the next bear on his way back. And actually, that was a decent hold.
Indeed, 38 food remaining for him, 45 for WFZ, and he's going for Boneyard. That means, of course, Frostworm. We have a Shade later, and more and more and more magic damage coming. The 3.5 hero that the Undeads like to go for in Undead versus Night Elf. And yeah, there's not too much anti-air, to be honest. There is the Demon Hunter, there's the Naga, and the Dryad. He wants to go for Hippogriff Riders, but I don't think he can afford to go for it at the moment.
Do you mean Hippogriff Riders or Hippogriffs?
Hippogriffs, obviously.
Okay, I was thinking like, what?
I do mistakes from time to time.
It's okay,
Don't
it's
shout
okay.
at me.
I wasn't shouting, I was politely asking. It's all I ever do, ask politely.
True.
He has the Ancient of Wind in position, as you mentioned before, trying to go into Hippos, and they of course are a good counter, but you want a high number of them. If it's only a few, and they just get webbed and the Undead can kite against them, they are kind of useless supply. Not entirely useless, they still make the Undead run around, but of course, not worth the investment. Now, Twisted Meadows, a huge map, tons of creeps, tons of experience, tons of items. Usually the Night Elf likes this because the Panda is really strong with experience. The Naga, however, is not that amazing.
The item for the Death Knight here, man, at the red spot. Pendant of Mana. So much energy for the Death Knight. By the way, can you tell me your time again? I think we're off sync a little.
I am at 13. 1, 2,
Alright, we're
3.
back. Yep, everything's good. Alright, Death Knight level 3.5, level 3 here, and level 2.5. So I don't see Vila, I don't know. But the Demon Hunter is well equipped now, man. Plus 11, Riju on it, first 2 Hippogriffs, a good amount of bears. Maybe he can pull it off. 52 food for the Night Elf against 50 of the Undead. No web. Oh, there is web. Alright. That's gonna be hard against him. The expansion for Vila is coming for lightning on the webbed hippos. And they... Oh my god. Fucking Windows update. Fog lightning is hitting again. The Naga is in problems.
The Demon Hunter as well, eating the Nova, has the Invul and has to use it right here, right there. The DK still copying a lot of damage, but he does get away, of course, thanks to the Aura. Oh, the Demon Hunter in a ton of trouble, using the staff, double staff on the Night Elf side of things, but now that the DH is gone, it seems like it's only a matter of time before all the bears will start falling, and yeah, Vila retreats. The Naga just barely surviving from WFZ. Death Knight also taking a lot of damage. Of course, that Pendant of Mana certainly helped in that fight.
But we have an expansion for the Night Elf. WFZ has scouted this, yes. But what can he do against this? It's gonna be an interesting question. Hero levels are rising strongly though. 63 food for WFZ and 45 for the Night Elf. He needs army. He needs army as fast as possible, but he only has 300 gold bank to come from. And versus all the fiends, I don't think that hippos are working quite well. Because the number isn't that high, he will always weapon focus them.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was saying before. He shouldn't have gone for the fight before he had the critical mass of hippogriffs,
exactly.
Or at least a few dryads. I think he had like 1 dryad in the fight, and you just can't deal with the destroyers with like 3 hippos and 1 dryad. It doesn't work like that. Now he's attacking the expansion. When it's finished, it has only cost money so far. It hasn't produced anything for the Night Elf just yet. And he's going to force the fight right here for the Night Elf, but I don't think Vila is going to defend this. I think he sees the army and he's like, man, that's a lot of stuff you got right there. I think I would prefer to not fight that stuff right now.
Especially now that he sees the second Frost Worm.
Exactly.
So much
also,
damage.
an A-bomb in there to tank nicely against the bears. Double level up for the undead heroes, 4 and 3. That's really nice. By the way, I don't think we mentioned the Flute of Accuracy before, which is of course also amazing.
Yeah, especially if you play bears, man. 10% of a lot is actually a lot. So let's see what Vila is getting here. There's no town portal. Only the Demon Hunter might be able to defend this. And yeah, plus 10 on the attacks for every two of the for every Frost Worm. Jesus Christ. No more hippos. WFZ does not want to overcommit to anything, but now he sees, okay, nobody's home. Let's enter this. Town portal only now being used. But it's 56 versus 70.
No involves, by the way, on the Night of Heroes. He found the Amulet of Spell Shield, but only that and no healing or invul. Is that going to be enough? The bears, man, they're just melting one after the other. Where's the anti-air? Oh, look at this. 2 hippos coming in. Again, only 2. Again, immediately being webbed. The front line, the bears are now gone. And the Undead can almost do what he wants. Losing the first unit here, only losing a single fiend in this fight. Maybe, though, the Lich now in trouble. Never mind. The Colnova focus on the Demon Hunter, too mighty. And he takes that fight convincingly.
Holy shit! What a damage burst from the triple hero combo and of course the 2 worms on top of things. That was pretty impressive, but Vila did a lot better than he did in the first game against Fly. So maybe he's able to take map number 2 from him. That's gonna be Trina's stand, and that is a good Night Elf map, and that is a bad Undead map.
That's true. Very easy for the Night Elf to get to level 3, and as we saw in the last game, that was so desperately needed on the Demon Hunter. And the Undead was focusing so heavily on keeping the Demon from level 3. If he manages to achieve this as well on this map, it's gonna be a very impressive feat, because again, probably the easiest map in the entire map pool to get level 3 on. And that's why he's chosen it. But still, the fact remains, he is the big underdog. Is the map finally gonna help him to get the first win of this tournament for him? If he loses here, he drops out without a single map loss, which is a bit of a shame, but is nothing to be ashamed of, because he has been playing against the greats. Earlier against Fly, and now against WFZ. Is it gonna be his last game of the GCS?
We're gonna
Neo,
see about that.
tell me.
I don't know, we have to see that. In 3, 2, 1, go.
A player's forces are under attack.
Trina's
Warden, by the way.
Interesting. I saw who was it? Alice? I think it was Alice who played Warden twice versus... No, it can't be. Who was
Who
it?
the fuck is Alice?
Someone played Warden twice against Undead. Was it Alice? I can't remember. I think it had to be Alice. And that did not work at all. But maybe...
Yeah,
Huh?
in today's metagame, it seems like the Warden isn't really viable anymore. If you want to win the game with a Warden, it appears you have to go for lame. You have to harass the Undead main over and over all the time. In the meantime, you get up an expansion, you get tier 3 solo hero, get level 5, maybe level 6, maybe you transition into a panda, but yeah, you win the game through harassment, not through the prowess of the Warden in a straight up fight. And I think that makes sense for Vila to play that way. It doesn't really seem like he can win a straight up game, so going for the Warden, for the harassment route, I think is the correct play to go for.
Yeah, maybe for him she's viable.
Oh god. Our puns, man.
Okay, of course we have the Ghoul group helping the Death Knight to rise in levels to get the coil as fast as possible. He's trying to get some vision here, trying to get some creeps and distracting the Warden, who's still level 2. Can't decide whether to go for Blink or Fan of Knives, but I think Shadow Strike is a given. And she's trying to find the group of ghouls, but nobody's home. Oh well, they're all home.
A player's
Nobody's
forces are
outside.
under attack.
Everyone has been grounded. No playing outside for the ghouls. Not while the big bad. Wait, what would you call it again? Usually you call it the Jesus, the bad black man, the big bad black man. You know what I'm talking about? Who's afraid of the
Big Black Bad?
big big black bad? That doesn't make much sense. In any case, this time it's not a man, it's a woman.
A player's
Look at
forces
this,
are
it's a
under
woman and she's using Shadow Strike, and this should be a kill, right? Not committing to that one, which I think is a big mistake. Using the blink would have gotten the kill. This was still fairly early on in the tech, but now the Acolyte survives. No balls by Vila. Lots of archers, by the way.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I mean, you can't really play... Well, Remind tried it, but failed to play mass range versus Undead. Is Vila inspired by one of the all-time great Night Elves and tries to make it work for him? Or is it just for creeping because he knows a high-level Warden is super important? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't Jesus, okay. Not the boots yet on the Warden. Usually when she goes for this harassment kind of playstyle, she really needs the mobility from the boots, but now the ghouls are coming in. Seems like WFZ does not want to give his opponent the time to get up in levels, to continue on harassing. It seems like he wants to deal critical damage right now. Tier 2 only. Tier 3 is not yet available, or not yet started rather. Ghoul actually denied, I think. Pretty impressive last hit there. But next one will also be saved by the coil. Now the Warden in trouble. No more mana for Blink, but she escapes the clutches of the surround just barely.
Yeah, and maybe the next attempt here, Coil. But she should be fast enough, and the Moonwells once again in this package here. I don't know, in a square. Saving the Warden here, trying to go for another Shadow Strike, but out of range the Undead is. And we are 6 minutes into this game. No big damage has been dealt, but it's a nice distraction. The Warden is not level 3. You mentioned it, how easy it is to get to level 3, and that shows you how impressive the performance of WFZ is here once again.
Yeah, but it's also because he decided to go for the harassment. He went into the main and decided to spend his time there. If he had just continued creeping, I think he should have easily been able to get level 3. Well, now this chance has come and gone, at least for the time being, and the Warden is stuck on level 2. Archer's now trying to find some creep camp somewhere, try to take out the little wizard camp down here, but the Undead is not far away. If he happens to go down there, this might result in a bloodbath, but no, he's going towards the main.
Yeah, he likes to stay close to the Tree of Eternity, who's attacking at the moment, and there's two Tier 2 buildings constructed at the moment. Double Engine of Law, but the Warden is stepping in to defend her hometown. Almost level 3. Only one more kill, and she got the devious level 2 Shadow Strike. But not yet. The Lich is coming as a second hero, and then we have Nova, and the Warden is not as tanky as a Demon Hunter.
Nope, not at all, in fact. Her right clicks and her potential outside of spells is way inferior, but it is the spells that make her really impressive if she gets up high in levels, as of course we've all learned by now from Law Light. And finally gets level 3, but she would like to be further ahead at this point. DK almost level 3 himself, Lich now on the battlefield as well. But yeah, you can see WFZ playing so aggressively on the opponent's side of the map. Most of the time he really does not want this Warden to get out of control.
No, and because he's so aggressive, the Warden doesn't really have the time to go into the main base and do the Acolyte harass that might slow down WFZ here. He is at tier 3, he's getting the first statues, Fiends will follow, Destroyer upgrade will follow, but we have a level 3 Warden now with Observer Wards or Watcher Wards, so we might see another Blinken in or just planting the wards here, but this should be expected by WFZ. I mean,
yeah, that was the most obvious ward ever. You actually hear it when they place it. I don't know if he was playing with music or what, but he should know there's a ward there. Trying to go for the surround, of course, there's most likely Blink skilled or not yet skilled, so there should always be a possibility to get out of there. Now he has the orb. Now the damage output is way more threatening. I imagine Frenzy Ghouls is coming as well. Yes, it is. Frenzy upgrade in queue. But the Destroyer upgrade is pretty damn late. So he might want to wait for that to finish, to look for a real fight, and continue on creeping until then.
Indeed, level 3 this will be. Potion of Healing, Invo Potion on the Lich, plus 8 damage, a little more HP. The Warden is blinking in finally, or coming in here, but he's not doing too much. Shadow Strike on the Acolyte now, but he missed his timing window for that. Usually you want to be there when there's attack! Coil! Oh! Town Portal. So he used the Town Portal before the coil arrived, not losing any HP. That was pretty cool by Vila.
He crept his natural in the meantime, but I think he denied a few of the creeps. Because with the tier 3 single hero experience upgrade, I think that should have been level 4 for him, or at least closer to level 4. Not entirely sure about this, but I do think so. And now Tinker second for WFZ heading into the Night Elf main. Again, he's not gonna give his opponent the time to establish the Warden high level presence on the map. He's gonna look for a finishing blow. This could backfire here, but there's actually 5 bears. Vila has a lot of power on the board.
Indeed, and the Tinker might be a strange choice here. We have seen him play Dark Ranger today. Creative heroes by WFZ throughout the day. Nova into the archers. First one is dead. The ghouls are doing a great job. Want to go for the dryads now, I feel. Destroyers are taking great care of the bears. Nice death by Vila though. Level 4 on the Warden. No threat has been done to the heroes. We see Fan of Knives now being used. Of course, great against the ghouls. And I think he actually killed a lot of those.
Yeah, they have pretty much all died before the first Fan of Knives arrived. Finally level 3 for the DK, but that is so late. Fiends are being kept alive now with the level 2 coil, but now the DK is out of mana and the Warden finds more and more pickoffs, but nice Dark Ritual denies the experience from the lady in the cloak. Only heroes remaining for the Undead, but not much mana for the Warden, who's being focused right now with the Nova. There is, however, invulnerability available on her should she try and have to use it. He fakes the coil, but Vila doesn't take the bait.
It is 40 food for WFZ versus 38. The game is pretty tense and pretty close, but now, yeah, it's nighttime, the moon juice is all gone, so the Warden needs rejuvenation, gets it now. Of course, not cancelable through attacks by illusion. Still 3 bears against 1 destroyer and the Lich and Tinker, another pocket factory, but this is just free XP for the Warden, I feel. There it is, almost level 5.
Yeah, so Vila holds on. And, well, we have to question WFZ's decision. Attacking into the Night Elf main. Into 5 Master Bears with ghouls, without any destroyers.
And with the Tinker.
Yeah, and with the Tinker, yeah. I think Tinker is kind of decent, though, against the bears, because the Pocket Factory spawns, the little clockwork goblins, they take up a lot of the hits from the bears. I think that's kind of decent, but yeah, probably an undead hero or no hero at all. Third would have been better.
But now here comes the Creep Jack and the Warden super close to level 5. Fan of Knives followed up by a Shadow Strike, and there we have it. Level 3 Shadow Strike most likely, but Coil Nova Invo Potion on that Warden, getting a Fiend. And that's looking pretty damn good for Vila. The Dryads doing damage here. The Lich is in problem. Shadow Strike, Invo Potion. Is there another Coil? Yes, there is in a second. He has to keep the 3rd hero alive. Warden is taking a lot of hits, but the coil needs to be there for the Lich, and there's no mana for a Nova, so the Warden can feel safe, especially with the reju on her.
Yeah, and these bears are proving to be too much to deal with. Now he finds a new position with a Pocket Factory, and it seems like this is a good angle to attack from, but look at how low the Tinker is. He has a healing potion, staff out from the Warden, saves a bear. She's out of mana for the most part, losing 1 more bear in the retreat. Pretty big mistake, I think, to go for the Lich, who had an invul, which he probably didn't click on, and who, of course, can be coiled. The Tinker here is way more vulnerable. Yeah. He has a level 3 Shadow Strike after all, or is it level 3 Fan of Knives? I'm not sure. In either case, Tinker, I feel, is an easy target here to go for. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think both players kind of on even footing. 50 supply for the Night Elf, 48 for the Undead with quite a bit of gold up his sleeve. Finding the row of the Magi. Man, this Lich.
This Lich is crazy. Plus 20 damage. Still only one destroyer in the air. How many bears are available for Vila now? He's trying to go in with the Warden again, but getting caught by an abomination. So he knows what's going on, and I think, yeah, she has to retreat immediately. Blinking out and getting away without murder this time. 51 food for WFZ. He's going into upkeep.
Very quick upkeep.
In the meantime,
No second hero for the Night Elf. Continues creeping though regardless. Of course, taking those away from the opponent and possibly finding greater invul, greater healing would be amazing.
But he stops the creep as you speak because WFZ is coming. The Warden, of course, knows the army position of the undead. Level 2, almost level 3 Lich it is. So Coil Nova becomes a lot more dangerous for the Night Elf because the Warden is not a real tanky hero. Let's see what WFZ can do here with the second push into the Night Elf base. Getting rid of the Engine of War, Warden is in. Full mana, full HP. Will she get to level 6 for the Avatar of Vengeance? We'll see about that. 3 destroyers in the air. Nova immediately connecting. Pen of Knives again. Nice staff, but the second bear is gonna go down. There we have it. Regis on something. Level 3 on the Lich. Now full mana almost. Except from one Nova here. Next Pen of Knives, but it's not doing too much. The destroyers are reigning supreme.
And finally they're being focused by the Dryads. That took some time, but now they're eating the focus. First destroyer falls, but all the bears are gone already, and there's no Avatar of Vengeance yet to carry this fight. Only a few Dryads remaining. The second to last destroyer gets healed up by the coil. One coil remaining on the DK, hitting level 4 right now. Level 3 at the same time for the Tinker. Ancient of War will not be tanking much more. The wood shield is gone, and now only Dryad remaining versus triple hero and 3 fiends. And the Warden, I don't know that she's going to be able to carry this solo. Blinking into the main again. Is she going to go for anti-magic potion? Seems like that's what she has to do. Doesn't do it though. Full mana, however, on her. She can do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, Fiends, of course, not low HP units like casters or peasants or whatever, so Fan of Knives not that dangerous to her. First Moonwell is down, second Moonwell is dead as well. Deconstructed by the undead force. We have, of course, the Orb of Corruption with the Fiend shots together. It's so easy to take out the Dryads. Rejuvenation again on the Dryad, Staff out on the Bear. Otherwise, it would have died most likely. Fan of Knives is really not that threatening, but she uses it over and over and over again. Statue is healing constantly against it.
Yeah, maybe the Shadow Strike would have been the better idea until level 6. Hard call to make. I guess he wanted to go for harassment with his Fan of Knives, but he didn't ever have the time, it seems. Fiends keep on being healed up. The 3 Fiends are still standing strong. Now it's turning day. Bear, Reju. Once again, is there going to be a Dispel? No, he blinks out of the Destroyer Dispel range. 2 Bears are now up again. 42 supply for him. Can he mount a defense? More and more destroyers and statues and fiends and everything are streaming in from the undead main. He's gonna get another destroyer here by the looks of it. He's desperately looking for level 6, but he gets Coil Nova before it dies! And that's it. That is it. GG. Vila dropping out of the tournament. And WFZ continuing on.
Indeed it is. He is losing to Yumiko in the winner bracket semi-final, dropping down, and as everyone expected, he will be in the loser bracket final versus either Fly or Yumiko. Would you think he has a better chance against Fly than he has against Yumi? It's so hard to say, right?
I think it's worse against Fly, because I think an orc that's better than you can run circles around you.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree. Depending on the items, of course, that he finds, but today he looked pretty strong against Yumiko. It was crazy games versus Yumiko. And if that wouldn't have been Melting Belly, I think his chances would have been a lot better.
How about